Welcome to Small Arms Solutions. Today we're looking at the Primary Weapon Systems Mark 116 Pro rifle. Now, I've done several videos in the past on primary weapon systems rifles. What they're very well known for is being long stroke piston. It's sort of their niche in the market. They're one of the very few long stroke piston ARs that are in the industry right now. I can only think of, I can think of probably only the Adcore Bear, which was long stroke. Everything else is all short stroke, but that's pretty much what makes primary weapon systems really special, is the fact that they do that. And their Mark 116 line or Mark 11 line was 5.56, and of course the way that works is you have the MK, then you'll have 1, 2, then the 16 would be the barrel length, or you could have 1, 4, or whatever the barrel length is, what you would get from that. Then Mod 1, Mod 2s, and so forth. Now the Pro is relatively new, and what it was it offered more of a budget line to the Mark 1 line. Now, the staple for primary weapon systems is their Mark 116 Mod 2, which is what we see here. MSRP of $2,049. What really sets this thing out apart is this has got the new forged lower receiver, your full ambi features. They got some weight taken off of it. These are basically customized by primary weapon systems, the upper and lower receivers. So you have a lot of ambi features. Now, basically for $1,349 MSRP, you get the exact same upper receiver, meaning the exact same operating system, but you get basically a Mil-Spec type lower receiver, which cuts down on cost quite a bit. And the upper receiver is basically a modified Mil-Spec type, where, as you see, there's no forward assist. That's one of the nice things about primary weapon systems is they realize the forward assist does not belong there, so they don't put it on. So basically what we have here is a more economical version of their basically their flagship. So, taking a look at it, we're looking at BCM parts on here. You're looking at their stock. You're looking at their pistol grip. You're looking at their trigger guard as well on here. You have basically a Mil-Spec type nickel-plated trigger on here. Now, the charging handle we have is Radian Raptor. Now, Radian Raptor probably is one of the most common OEM charging handles that are in existence right now. It's probably one of the nicest ones that's out there. It's easiest to use. Now, I fired these guns suppressed. They don't do much for you, suppressed. But for as far as being able to access, they're very easy to access. So again, being a basic Mil-Spec lower receiver, you just have your safe and fire, standard magazine release. Again, the upper receiver is going to be the same as the Mod 2 with the exception of just the receiver, the same gas system. Now, the barrel you have on here is 450 chromoly vanadium, which is the typical military-grade barrel. So, and you also have a 1 and 8 6 Lansing grooves right-hand twist. They go with the 1 and 8 inch twist on here. 1 and 8 inch twist is sort of ideal. It will do pretty much anything that 1 and 7 will, but just wears a little bit less fast. So basically, we have a 3-position gas block on here, which comes with a small tool, or you could use any kind of a device that's going to get in there. You're going to have spreading. You're going to have setting 1, which is going to be for unsuppressed use. Now I have this on setting 2. When I fired it on setting 1, you get a lot of extra gas that's unneeded with properly made ammunition. Once you get down to your setting 2, it cuts down on gas, makes the gun much softer to shoot. As long as you're using good ammunition. If you're using Wolf or something that's under pressure, you're going to have to go up to setting 1, and then setting 3 is for suppressed. With a lot higher of a back pressure. Now, for firing suppressed, now the suppressor that we use on here is the GSL suppressor, which, as you can see, has a special flash hider on here, which is it's a quick detach. Go on, push on, it locks into place. This is a typical suppressor. It works excellent. Does give you some back pressure. Now, when you put this on setting 2, this thing purrs like a kitten. You have a perfect 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock ejection. It just works like a charm. Pull that back off. So we're going to take this thing apart and take a look at the inside of it. Now, as we see, we have a standard Mil-Spec lower receiver. Now, you do have on here the primary weapon systems receiver extension, which extends forward of the buffer retainer pin. So when the receiver closes, the bolt carrier sits already in the receiver extension. It doesn't have to jump, which eliminates carrier tilt. The buffer you have in here is it's manufactured also by Primary Weapon System, which is a steel. It's an H2 buffer, which is H2 is normally used with external piston guns. And again, BCM gunfighter pistol grip, BCM stock. Again, I'm not really fond of the BCM furniture myself. I tend to prefer the mag pull myself, but that's what these guys decided to go with. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the upper receiver. Now, when you pull the charging handle out, this is all attached so you can use a standard upper receiver. Now, this is a contention for some people. Some people say this is a little too complicated. It doesn't particularly bother me that much. Now, you have a two-piece operating rod here. And basically, you rotate that, and that'll pop off. And now we can slide the charging handle off. Now, depending on the barrel length and the gas system length is how long this is. Sometimes you can have this in a carbine length where it's just like you have here and the piston goes right onto the end here. Or in this case, you have a mid-length gas system, so you have this extension on here. But basically, it's attached to the carrier. Again, long stroke. Now, as far as the bolt carrier group is concerned, again, nitride, you have a spring on here. There's no need to take apart the bolt. There's nothing really special about the bolt. Now, as far as the handguard is concerned, as you can see, this handguard is probably, this is probably a 15-inch long handguard. I have the it's all M-lock, as you can see. And we have the mag pull covers on here. I tend to like the mag pull covers as well as the Manta, depending on what I'm doing. So the optic I chose on here was a primary arms, and this was a 2 to 6 power. Now for reassembly, again, some people think it's sort of a pain in the ass, but it doesn't particularly bother me too much. And you slide the charging handle back over. You're going to rotate that until it locks back into place. Insert the operating rod into the upper receiver. Lift upward on the charging handle so it gets in position. There you have it. Now, of course, you want to be a little careful when you close it because you do have a spring on here. So you want to make sure everything's lined up. And there you go. So what we're going to do is take us to range. We're going to see how it shoots. So as you start from the shooting, it shoots beautifully, both suppressed and unsuppressed. You know, when you compare this to its flagship, it's not much different. It's really mostly lipstick and rouge. As you see, we have the same operating system on here, but we just have all the MB features we have on the Mark 16 Mod 2M. Best group I had was with Hornady 73 grain match at 75 yards. We shot 75 yards this time, and it was 0.70 inches off a rest with that ammunition. So it shot quite well. So overall, for the difference in the money between the two of them, you have to ask yourself what you want. Do you want all the MB features? Then you're going to spend the extra money for the Mod 2M. If you like just the basics, you want the operating system, and you're fine with the standard Mil-Spec lower receiver, you spend the $1,300 instead of the the $2,000 plus. But overall, the rifles are both excellent for as far as offering something that's going to be a little less expensive. This is certainly an awesome option. So if you guys are looking for any steel targets, you can see we were shooting at our challenge targets. They're a hell of a lot more fun than shooting at paper. So we do have a code, STAS, that you can get 10% off of any steel target that Challenge Targets has on their website. Hope you do enjoy this video. If you do, please click like, please subscribe, and even better, share.